How you doing, guys? Mario Man here. Been a little bit of time. Not ages though. I definitely need to get into a better schedule of posting. But just wanted to talk about a few things that I've got hopefully coming up as we close out 2025 and what we're looking at in 2026. So I'm going to be experiencing a change of career. Still in the same field, still going to be working in healthcare, but moving into industry. So it's going to be more the support and supply in the healthcare industry, going in as a technical specialist, clinical application specialist to be exact. So yeah, excited about that. But the idea behind my moving of career and leaving my job as a physiologist is more because I want balance. I want more balance in my life. Working set hours, Monday to Friday, is very restricting. And I want to gain a bit of freedom. I want a job where, the expectation is that you get the job done. How you get the job done is down to you to schedule your daily life, your daily schedule, which indirectly gives you more autonomy. That's what I'm going for. I procrastinated for such a long time over this, and luckily my wonderful wife sort of said to me, well, look, if you don't grow some balls and just take the reins, then you're going to be stuck where you're at, and ultimately you're never going to be fully content with what you're doing, which is very true. But I guess where I'm at the moment, I had kind of like a emotional contract with the place, and sometimes that's really hard to break that cycle. So one day I put my resignation together, didn't hang about, went and handed it in. Yes, it's terrifying because at that time I hadn't yet secured sort of a new position, but at the same time I had other things going on which were bringing in money. So my wife said to me, listen, we'll work it out. And this is why it's so important to have a partner that's got your back, supports your ideas, and will encourage you to go and chase what it is that you're looking for. So yeah, secured the bag, managed to get myself a new position in a very good company with some very nice managers. For face value, you can only go based on your first impressions, but when I met them, straight away, just that natural gelling, that natural bond, the conversation flowed quite easily, and I loved them from the moment I met them. So hopefully we can have years and years and years of working together, and enjoying each other as employee and employer. But yeah, that's what's coming. On the flip side of that, I've been in discussions with certain individuals and people in my life who would like to start other projects. One of them being a podcast, the other one being launching, a t-shirt brand or clothing brand based on kindness, about being kind and how do we remind people on a daily basis to be kind, because that is something that I've noticed in the working world that some individuals really struggle with. And being kind costs nothing but can also make a huge difference to your team, somebody's day. You never know what people are going through. The environment, economy, everything is so challenging at the moment. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. So exciting times to come. Closing out the year at my old job, obviously working my notice at the moment. But I'm super excited about sort of what's coming. Everything kind of just worked out and fell into place nicely, and I'm fortunate enough that in my life it's kind of always worked out that way. And I know that's not the case for everybody. I know there's not that many opportunities based on what you're doing at the moment. But, you know, as I've always said, and in previous videos, is chase your dreams and turn dreams into reality. You know, you can do anything you set your mind to. There's no limitations. The only limitations is up here. So go for it, man. Go for it. So, you know, just a little brief outlay on what I've kind of improved for myself. So, like, obviously I drive about 500 miles a week at the moment to work. There's a few outlays that come with that. Is the time constraints, you know, the time that I spend in the car, which is not paid time, but also the cost of you know, running said vehicle to work is quite astronomical. And obviously the company that I'm moving into, they have a lot of benefits, one of them being a company car, which is funded by them to get to and from work. I'll be working remotely from home, so it means that not every single day, some days, but not every single day will I need to be getting up to get to work at a set time. It's based on what you agree with your clients and what they need, what time they need you there. You know, sometimes you may pop into a certain role or certain medical facility, and they don't need you there till 11 or 12 or even 1, you know. And that for me works out so much better because, you know, I will be able to have a relaxed start to my day on some days, you know, where you may get up and log on, and your work starting at an early time will be working from home, responding to queries, seeing what clients need and things like that, which for me is much more appealing. Just because you're working remotely doesn't mean you're not working when you're at home. You still got to, you know, get the day started, but it just means that you've got time to go into the kitchen, get a coffee. You might be able to do that in your boxers if you want. Have some breakfast and have a nicer start to your day, you know, and that's something I'm really looking forward to, rather than getting up, rushing to get kids to school and then rushing to get to work because you don't want to be late, you know. So yeah, there's travel involved. So on some occasions, you know, my territory will be London, but there'll be occasions when they might need me to pop up to Edinburgh or whatever, or somewhere else in the country, Birmingham, you know, whatever. But that's fine, you know. These things are all paid for, and you know, your costs are covered. So it keeps it interesting, you know. Not being in the same environment day in, day out is something that I think will pique my it will keep my interest for a very, very, very long time, because sometimes the environment can be whatever your environment is. So very much looking forward to that. I'm super excited, you know. I waited because the thing is, you can be quite hasty when you are not happy somewhere, and you know, you just want to get out, and sometimes you make the incorrect decision of leaving before you're ready to, or leaving before you've got a plan, or leaving before you've got the opportunity, an opportunity that is ready for you to fall straight into, and then you might end up with a shortfall or with no money at all, based on, you know, what however it goes for you. So yeah, it worked out nicely. Having a bit of patience and kind of a bit of a plan does help. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment, and I'm super grateful. I know there's a lot of people out there, when I'm talking to individuals, saying that, you know, they're in the same sort of frame of mind. They want to go into something else, but they don't know what. They don't know. There's nothing out there. The market is tough. Whether you're NHS or private, right now, it's a very, very tough market out there, because everyone's trying to save money. Taxes, national insurance increases, world economy, governments, you know, everyone's trying to save money. And often what happens with saving money with companies and the NHS is people are where they save it, which means people lose jobs. So it's not wise to just jump ship when you don't have a plan. You know, I had a plan. I had a source of income that I would have still been getting regardless of whether I was in employment or not. So that wasn't a problem for me. But not everyone is in that situation. So that's what we must understand. But yes, I'm very excited. Things are going to be changing, and hopefully it will make me far more productive being able to work in this way. You know, being able to commit to something is highly important to me. Being able to do the job in the way you said you would is very important to me. So yeah, there's a lot of changes coming, so watch this space, and I'm hoping to kind of take you on this new journey with me. You know, I've always wanted something where I can produce this kind of content, and have the time to do it. Is, you know, it is sometimes on paper as easy as just turning on the camera and filming, but at the same time you want the content to be content. You don't want it to be you just waffling about things that no one cares about, you know. So I'm excited, guys. Watch this space, like and subscribe if you haven't, and you know, we're running up to Christmas now, so I'm excited. Looking forward to spending some time with the family, near and distant, and yeah, let's see what 2026 has to bring for us. So anyway, stay humble, stay kind, and have a great day. And see you in the next one, man. See you in the next one. Peace.